Take this for what it's worth. A source from LG claims that LG's next phone will have its competitors, quote, slapping themselves in the forehead, wondering why they hadn't thought of it first. Marketing hyperbole, you say? Or is there a nugget of truth? Now, you probably already saw my LG G5 rumor roundup, but I didn't talk about this particular nugget because we weren't able to verify it. Well, now we've tried to verify it, and here's what we have. Removable batteries, or lack thereof, were a contentious subject in 2015, and LG has apparently found an interesting solution to the problem by using a modular design. Rather than popping off the back cover, the whole bottom portion of the smartphone below the display can be disassembled, allowing you to simply slip in a new battery. This implies that the USB port, speakers, and possibly the headphone jack can be disconnected and reconnected to the main board also. LG has apparently been testing out a few potential solutions, including a draw-like design. Our source didn't directly address whether or not the rumor of a modular design is accurate, though the source did state that LG's, quote, next phone is going to have a lot of competitors slapping their foreheads, wondering why they hadn't thought of this idea first. Or maybe they have, but no one has been able to make it work, like LG has. Now, of course, that is no confirmation, so we have to be cautious. But come on, think about it. If true, other than the Galaxy S6 Edge, this would be the greatest design innovation we've seen in years. Next up is Xiaomi, who's made a massive battery that happens to have a smartphone attached. That's one way of looking at the Xiaomi Redmi 3, a ridiculously cheap phone with a massive 4,100 mAh battery that extends the talk time of its predecessor by 80%. Xiaomi is known for its low-cost strategy, but this is impressive even by Xiaomi standards, nearly doubling the battery capacity of the Redmi 2. The Redmi 3 isn't just a phone with a big battery either. It also packs a 5-inch HD display, octa-core Snapdragon 616 system on a chip, 2 GB of RAM, 16 GB of internal storage, backed up with microSD expansion, all housed in a full metal chassis. The Redmi 3 is also equipped with dual SIMs, although one slot doubles as an SD card tray. On the camera front, the Redmi 3 comes with a 13-megapixel primary camera. On the front is a 5-megapixel selfie camera. The Redmi 3 is also available in 3 colors, black, silver, and gold. The Redmi 3 was already released in China just last week via Tmall and Mi.com, and there are no details just yet about a global launch, but the price tag is $105 US. The Redmi 3 may not be available outside China just yet, but for a full metal phone with a battery that big, you can bet the world is taking notice. For those of you who are focused on your phone's camera capabilities, you'll want to learn about the Oppo F1. At CES 2016, Oppo announced its new F series of smartphones designed for the Shutterbug. The first handset in the series is the Oppo F1 and is now all ready for pre-order in Vietnam before it heads out to other regions very soon. The Oppo F1 is an upper-tier mid-range smartphone powered by a 1.7 GHz octa-core Snapdragon 616 processor and 3 GB of RAM. The display comes in at 5 inches with a 720p HD resolution and 2.5D Gorilla Glass for protection. Other internal hardware includes a dual SIM card tray, 16 GB of internal storage, with up to 128 GB via the microSD card expansion slot, and a 2,500 mAh battery. The whole package is powered by Oppo's Android 5.1 Lollipop based on ColorOS 2.1. Camera features are a big part of the Oppo F1 and any future products in the series. The handset packs a 13-megapixel rear snapper with an f2.2 aperture and a single LED flash, which is accompanied by an 8-megapixel front-facing camera with f2.0 aperture. Oppo has also packed in a selection of software features and filters to tweak your pictures to your liking as part of its Beautify 3.0 package. The price tag for the Oppo F1 is approximately $290 US and will begin to ship out to its new owners January 21st. All right, I wanted to clear something up before I go that arose in the comments from one of last week's shows on the LG G5 rumor roundup, where I talked about how geeks will be happy that the LG G5 may have a removable battery. And someone in the comments said, and it was liked and thumbs up a whole bunch of times, that, hey, why are you calling me a geek just because I want a removable battery? And he seemed to be taking offense at the word geek. First of all, it's not the 80s where geek was a bad word. Being a geek or a nerd is a good thing. It means you're smart, it means you're focused and passionate and care about one particular thing and try and find out everything you can about it. I'm a geek about dogs, phones, knives, and musical theater. Yeah, believe it or not, there's a huge YouTube community out there who review and talk about knives. That's it. I'm part of that community. So that's a good thing. But let me tell you the truth. We are a bubble. You watch YouTube videos on mobile operating systems. Brother, you're a geek, certified, you got your card. It's okay. The vast majority, like 95% of the smartphone population, do not care about a removable battery. They just don't. They don't use it. They don't use their SD card. They don't. They want to know, does the phone work? Is it affordable? And then the other major contributing factor to deciding which phone you buy is it's a status symbol. Most people buy iPhones because they want to be included. You're a geek. It's okay. Embrace your geekiness. And don't forget about my brothers and sister in Android. We're working super hard to be your leader in Android geekdom. Talk to you soon.